Yeah. So Sneha will be taking this session. I got to know about Sneha from one of my students who who has been taking therapy from her for some time now, and he spoke very highly of Sneha, uh, and sort of that really made me interested. Another reason I got so interested in sort of having her take webinars for GMAT students is because I was already thinking of sort of collaborating with a person who's already into sort of therapy or psychology uh, to conduct such kind of sessions. People who know me, they know that I've been talking about the psychological aspect for a long period of time. I write extensively about it. So I thought that little more can be done in this domain because I continue to see that a lot of people face quite significant psychological struggles in their GMAT preparation. In a way, it's not really about GMAT preparation, it's about something they are struggling with. So, and how do you respond to that? Uh, how do you respond in a situation in which you're not able to achieve what you have been trying to achieve for a long period of time? So, the kind of psychological issues people face. Um, so, I've been thinking about that. And then when the student spoke so highly about her, I thought, okay, let me interact with her. And my interactions with her have been really great. Uh, uh, I could find authenticity, capability in her. So I thought, okay, let's go ahead and have these webinars. So I shared with her uh, my text, my sort of my book on psychology of GMAT preparation, so that she gets an idea of the various kinds of struggles that GMAT aspirants face. And I was not thinking of having a series of webinars, but then she came up with this idea. Okay, let's have a series of webinars. So essentially, we'll have, I think, 6 to 7 webinars. I don't even remember exactly. So I think 6 to 7 webinars in this series. So this is the first of those webinars. Uh, and yeah, so let me hand over the reins to Sneha from now. So she can first talk a little about herself and then we can get started. Yeah, Sneha, over to you.
Thank you, CJ. Hello, good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible and visible to you all. Am I audible and
Yes,
visible to you all?
yes, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for confirming. Okay, so as CJ has told you that I'm a therapist and a coach, but I'm just learning my way, I would say, to be a human and to learn my soul lessons. I wasn't a therapist by choice, rather, life chose me to become a therapist. I was a finance professor for MBA students, and I was pretty good at it. And then, I was struggling in my, real, I would say, my personal life, and that allowed me to look within. Of course, it wasn't in one single time. Life slapped me multiple times and even spanked me badly. And that is how I was forced to look within. And I went to a therapist as a client. I kept on working on my inner wounds, dropping all the narratives which I had for myself, and discovering who I am by shedding off the layers who I'm not, or what I was told to that I am. So that is how I went into this journey. And after 3 years of deep inner work, I was suggested to become a coach. And it wasn't easy for me to take this plunge, but somehow my therapist believed in me more than I believed in myself, even after doing 3 years of inner work. And that is how I enrolled in courses and I became a therapist. I started my professional practice as a therapist from last year. And with God's grace, I'm doing pretty well in it. now touching different people's life in different ways, and also learning a lot from them. So, this is something from my end. So, today we'll talk about something about perfection. But before that, I would like to share a story with you, a snippet of my life. I hope I'll not bore you. So, what happens inside when we are becoming a perfectionist in the front, or putting a facade of a perfectionist? So, I'll share a story with you, and you may take away whatever resonates with you, and you're free if it doesn't resonate with you. That's fine with me. So, I am from a very small town. Now it is somewhere you can say moving into a standard of a city, but I was born and brought up in Raipur, Chhattisgarh. There, people don't have big dreams. In fact, we didn't know how to dream. And I was in a small school, which was an English medium school, but no one used to talk in English. So it was that kind of culture there. And we were okay with our lives. And then one day, my father planned a trip with his friend to Masuri. So both the families went there. And my father's friend wanted to admit his daughter into the prestigious Masuri International School. And we just visited there. And I was in awe of the surroundings and the people, the children, the small little children used to speak in English. And I was, wow. And from that day, I started, eating my father's head. Papa, I also want to go to hostel. Papa, I also want to go to hostel. And so, like every father tries to, my father fulfilled my wish, and I went to Birla Balika Vidyapeeth Pilani, popularly known as BITS Pilani. So the girls' school is known as Birla Balika Vidyapeeth Pilani. It's in Rajasthan. So I was very excited, very happy to go into that school. But given the kind of fluency I had in English, I was ridiculed a lot. So back in Raipur, I was studying in a state board, okay, and it was very easy kind of thing. And the moment I stepped into Pilani, it was a CPSC school. I went there in 11th standard, and I was like, it was a cultural shock to me because all the girls used to speak fluently in English, and they used to study from different books. I mean, school mein, I mean, who does that? Textbook complete ho jaye, that's more than enough. But then they were studying with refreshers, and extra so much of study material. Oh my God. And at that moment, I joined the school with the thought that I will become an architect because my father was a Vastu consultant and he always needed architect to draft the outline of the projects which he worked upon. And I thought this way at least I will be contributing to his work as well. And belonging to a typical Marwari community where girls are not supposed to work and pursue a career, I thought this will be a brilliant idea. So I enrolled in PCM, but I wasn't able to understand the context of the things which were taught in the class. And then the principal, so my parents had already left, allowing me to be in the hostel for the first time ever. And I sat there for 2, 3 days in the class of PCM, along with other students who were aiming for BITS Pilani and had a lot of aims. and ambitions in their life. And I was just sitting there trying to understand what has been taught. And when I wasn't able to do so, within 2, 3 days, I was called to the principal's office. And the principal asked me that, do you think you can do it? And I couldn't answer. It wasn't that I was scared of hard work. It was just that I simply didn't believe in myself. This, I didn't know what to say and how to frame my answers that I can do it. It was pretty bad at that time. So my teacher asked me that just look at her 10th results. And though she has scored 95 in maths, her science score is just 60. And we don't think that she will ever be able to cope with this kind of pressure. And she will bring a big bad stain on our institute's name. And I was standing there in the principal's office with all the three teachers of physics, chemistry, maths there, scolding and, making me feel like that I'm a failure. I'm already a failure. And then they asked me to sign a document which stated that I, Sneha Rathi, my father's name was Sham Rathi, so I, Sneha Rathi, is not fit for PCM. And if I continue to be in this class, I am fully responsible for my result, and the institute will not be responsible in any manner. And they asked me to sign that declaration. And I was just trembling. I couldn't even hold the pen steadily. All the teachers were looking at me, and I felt like, they will just eat me up. The principal was looking at me like this, as if, how could trash like these come in our institutes? And I couldn't sign the document. And without informing my father, without taking his consent, because back then there was no mobile network there. So without even taking his consent, I withdrew. I decided I will learn commerce. And the shame was so high that I decided I will not even take maths as an elective. Rather, I took IP, which was computer science at that point of time, commerce with computer science. So this is something which shame teaches us. Shame is an acquired emotion. It's not something which is inbuilt inside you. It is a learned behavior. And it eats you up slowly and gradually. The shame which I felt at that day, on that day, in that principal's office, I had never felt it before. But it made me question my own worth. I was just 16 at that point of time. And started believing that I'm not good enough. But shame is so toxic that it doesn't let you live a peaceful life. It propels you and it pushes you forward to become a perfectionist, to prove your point, to make yourself be seen. And then it takes different forms, like you can become a perfectionist or a workaholic, or maybe someone who is a go-getter, or it could come in the form of an overachiever, an overambitious girl. And while and it made me the same. I became a perfectionist and overambitious girl. And the moment I stepped into the commerce class, when everyone looked at me and that, she's a new joinee and she couldn't even attend 2, 3 classes of the subject, and no one welcomed me there, along with this homesickness thing. I was like left alone. And at that point of time, I decided I will prove myself. So while all the other commerce students would study maybe 2 hours a day just to practice accountancy, I would study 8 to 10 hours a day. I would fill up registers and registers by practicing accounts because that was the only subject I had to practice. I would understand economics and I would master all the concepts. I'd go into the library and sit there for hours because it would take me a lot of time to understand the English which was written in those textbooks. And I just kept on performing, performing, and performing. And when the final exams approached, I gave my best shot. And in the entire history of that school of 60 years, the school is very well known for the strict marking they do in standards 9th and 11th because they want to prepare the students for the board exam and the grills of the board exam. So in that entire history of not only Birla Balika Vidyapit Pilani, but they had two boys' school as well, Birla Public School and Birla High School. The entire history, I was the only one who scored 80% marks in 11th examination because the school would ensure that none of the students get above 73, 74%. Not even they would touch 75% in 11th standard. That was the kind of thing and the procedure they follow. So, and I was called in the principal's office again. And then she called me up, the principal, and she told me that nothing is impossible when you're working hard and you're determined and dedicated and blah, blah, blah. And then she showed me a letter from Kumar Mangalam Birla, where he has, I still don't remember the words correctly, but where he has expressed his deep joy and he had offered me a scholarship. And it was an achievement. It was a big achievement for me. But the thing that shame does is that it does not allow you to relish your achievements. It does not allow you to enjoy the things which you have achieved after a lot of struggle. Rather, it just pushes you into this constant chase of improving yourself. As if this chase is not about improving the self, it is about proving a point. And I kept on proving this point. From there, I went to Modi's and there I excelled. Again, I got a certification of appreciation from the governor of Rajasthan. And then the Modi themselves, Lalit Modi was there, the person who was presiding at that point of time. And then I went to an institute for my MBA. There I was offered the seat of my chairman, sir. He said that one day when you will come back, you can head this institute. And then there I again, as an over ambitious person, I kept on proving, proving, and proving. And I received gold medal from the governors of the state, best student awards from the institute, and the best placement awards and everything. But the chase never ended. It was like I'm searching for something which was outside me. I'm in that chase. I was seeking for that appreciation, that validation. And even if I got, it would never satisfy me. It would never make me feel fulfilled. And I will keep on believing that I have to do something more and more and more. The reason why I'm sharing this story with you all is to just let you reflect how you are taking this journey of cracking your GMAT examination. While I was going through the book of the psychology of GMAT, I understood how this chase of perfectionism is there in the students, and how they are just chasing for something. I read many chapters wherein CJ has indicated that most of the students would start by solving very hard questions without mastering the medium and easier questions. They would set a time limit for themselves, and they would try to solve as many questions as they can in that limited period of time. They would keep on memorizing the techniques and the formulas to crack the question without thinking of how to apply this question and what this question is trying to teach me. So, this chase of perfection is what is not allowing you to go through the pleasure of learning. The focus has somehow shifted from this pure joy of learning, from understanding a new skill and applying it in your life. The focus has shifted from this part to clearing exams, to cracking GMAT, to score it well, to time it well. But the question is, why is this chase? And what we will gain from it. Sometimes students, like when I was teaching finance, students would not even try to solve a question. They would simply understand the technique to solve it. Sometimes they will not even go and revisit the question and find out where they have been mistaken. Rather, they will keep on practicing and practicing different questions without perfecting the previous ones, without practicing it enough, without understanding the concept behind it. And this doesn't come because you want to clear the examination. That may seem at the surface, but when you go deeper, you will realize that it is something else, something which I'm trying to cover up by showing that I can do this much. This feeling of I could be doing more, or maybe I should have done this, or sometimes like if everyone else is doing it, then this is going to be the right way. Or I would request all of you to mute your devices. It won't be a one-on-one lecture. It will just be for some short period of time. So this feeling of I could be doing more and more and more is coming from that space, that inner voice, which tells you that you're not enough, or maybe you're not doing enough, or maybe you should have tried harder, or maybe you could have done better. And this inner voice is often so ingrained in us because we have been judged and shamed since the time we have been born. These inner voices are often the voices of our parents, of our caregivers, of our teachers, of our friends who told us that how we are not enough. And this constant criticism made us feel shameful about ourselves. And this shame allows us to go through a self improvement cycle. And does, yes, like every coping mechanism, this coping mechanism also helps us in certain ways. We start focusing on our studies or on our grades. We keep on practicing more and more. We start working hard. But the real joy of that process is missing. So now I would open the floor to have some questions and reflections from you. And after that, we'll go through an exercise. You can unmute yourself and shoot. Anyone who would like to share their experience or would try to add something to it? Or do you have any questions here?
Thanks. Hi, Sneha.
Hi, Akansha.
Thanks for sharing your story. I mean, deep down, I think everyone kind of hears their inner voices, but we're not very conscious of how and when it's applied. So now that you've shared your story, I also kind of relate to some of the parts that you've said, and I'm trying to reflect on what they could be. I've started enjoying preparing for the GMAT, but deep down, it's still the voice that, you're not going fast enough or you're not achieving the kind of metrics that you need to score well. But I think with your reflection, with what I'm experiencing and the things that I'm growing around, I feel that enjoying the process is the main success and not the score itself. Because I've seen that in my life as well, like getting a 90%, 100% doesn't give you that much joy as while what you feel preparing for it. So yeah, that would be my takeaway.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And when we start enjoying the journey, the destination doesn't matter. We are
Right,
going to reach there sooner or later at our own time. But when we enjoy the process, we evolve in that process.
right,
And that is the process all about,
right.
to evolve and to grow and to learn and to discover the various facets of us, to
Yeah.
discover where we are lacking and where we need to grow. So thank you. Thank you for sharing this. Yes, Pranav, please go ahead.
Yes, and thank you for sharing your story, and I could relate few aspects. My
Thank
takeaway
you.
would be like, and also what I understand is like sometimes we keep some targets and we work really hard towards achieving this target, like take some years or months. And once we achieve the target, the happiness of achieving the target maybe stay for a day or two. Then we start seeing what next in our life. All the years which we all the years which we struggle to achieve that, we forget all that, and I'm like, okay, now we have achieved, next what? I mean, I feel like maybe we don't sometimes enjoy that. Okay, we have done something good enough, like just be happy in that particular moment. Instead of being happy, we start trying for, okay, what's the next difficult target we have to achieve.
So, why this happens, why we are unable to enjoy the achievements, the things which we have worked so hard for, is because of that inner void. And that inner void could come from different spaces, could come from different timelines. But if I have to draw certain common, I would say, assumptions, if it is not the wrong word, one, it would be because of that innate feeling of being suppressed, being denied of what we feel that it was rightfully ours. If we have been denied with the opportunities which we rightfully deserved, this chase becomes endless to prove. Second is When, and this is the most common by far, is when we are told that we could be loved only if we have achieved a certain thing. You know how it used to be when we were children, you know, our parents would tell us with all the good intentions. I'm not judging the parenting here. I'm just giving you a perspective of how it affects a child's psyche. So when our parents used to tell us that if you'll score this much marks, I will give you this, or this is when I will take you to a holiday, and anything or everything for that matter. So when the love was equated with performance, or when the love was equated with the results, the child starts believing that I have to do something in order to be loved. And therefore, this chase starts, this endless pursuit of achieving something starts, wherein I feel that even now, when I've become an adult, so we in our psychology, in our therapy, call it adult children trapped in adult bodies. We don't call them, we call them adult children because even though we are an adult by age, by physique, or maybe because our prefrontal cortex is developed, we are still operating from that feeling of a child who needs to attain something, who needs to achieve something in order to be loved, acknowledged, and appreciated. And yes, the outer world does give us. They give us that acknowledgement, they give us that appreciation, that they give us that respect because of our work. But it is never enough for us because that void comes from that child part of you. And the child needs that love from the parents. Since it was not given or it was conditional at that point of time, I started believing that everything else is conditional. So even if I grow up, I start believing that I have to do something in order to be loved, in order to be acknowledged. So if you'll just ask a question, and this question is your journal prompt too, and I would request you all, if you do not have papers and pen with you, I would request you all to write it down. And then take you through an exercise. So the question is, what will I gain when I achieve something? In this case, especially with respect to GMAT, what will I gain internally if I crack my GMAT? And I would like you to write it down. I mean, externally, we all know you will get good admission in good B schools and your career will thrive. We know all the external benefits. But I want you to introspect yourself and just ask, what will I gain internally if I crack GMAT, if I achieve my desired score? And we'll start writing. I will have a timer for 5 minutes, and I would suggest that you write without stopping. Okay, if people can come on camera, that will be great. But I would request you all to write without stopping your pen. Just keep on writing and let whatever comes, whatever flows from you, let it flow without worrying about the spellings, the grammatical mistake, or the composition of the language. Just write down, what will I gain internally if I crack GMAT? Your time starts now. And in the meanwhile, I would request all the participants to please participate in this exercise. Get a pen, a paper, and start writing it down. And starting the timer now. I hope you all are writing. Keep writing. Writing is one of the ways through which we start reflecting. Three more minutes to go. Do not stop your pen. Keep on writing. 2 minutes. Last 1 minute. Time up. Okay. Can you guys just give me a thumbs up if you have done it? If you have written it? If you have written it. Okay, I've got few. Great. And now spend the next 1 minute reading it, reading what you have written.
So it has to be read out to everyone? Or
No,
we-
no, it has to be with you only.
Okay.
Just read it out and feel those emotions in your body. If this is what you will gain internally, if you crack GMAT, just feel that in your body. Some of you may not even have any answer, and that is perfectly okay. We have never been asked the right questions. Okay, thank you. Thank you for responding. And now, if you have some water, drink some water, and then we'll go through a deep exercise. I would prefer if all of you can come on camera. That will be easier for me because then my nervous system will be co-regulating yours. And if you cannot, then it's perfectly fine too. Okay, drink some water and then let me know when we are all good to go. If you are sitting on chair, take a back rest, relax yourself. If you're sitting on a bed, and if it's possible for you, just relax your back. If you're sitting cross-legged, it's okay. But if you're sitting on chair, ensure that there is a space behind your knees and between your knees. Okay? Ensure that there is a space behind and between your knees. Okay? Your palm facing upwards towards the ceiling on your thighs. Okay, Janisha, no worries. You can watch the recording and go through the exercise later. Okay. Okay. Back rested, palms on your thighs, facing upwards, space behind and between your knees. Okay. And close your eyes. And inhale and exhale. If possible, exhale from your mouth slightly open. If it is not comfortable with you, then also it is fine. Okay. Inhale and exhale. Once again, inhale and exhale. Become aware of your breath. Become aware of this life-giving force. Feel your breath as it travels from your nostrils towards your forehead, to your crown, to the back of your head. Feel your breath in your throat, your neck, in your shoulders, arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms, and fingers. Keep on inhaling and exhaling. And as you keep on inhaling and exhaling, focus your attention towards your chest and feel the expansion and contraction of your lungs as you inhale and exhale. Keep on breathing. And as you keep on breathing, focus your attention to your upper abdomen, your lower abdomen. Feel your breath in your upper back, your middle back, and your lower back. Keep on inhaling and exhaling. And as you inhale and exhale, now focus your attention to your pelvic floor, your genitals. Inhale and exhale. Now bring your attention and awareness to your thighs, your knees, your shin bone and calf muscles, your ankles, the feet, the sole of your feet, your toes. Become fully aware of your body and your bodily sensations. Keep on breathing. Keep on connecting with your breath. And as you keep on breathing, inhaling and exhaling at a comfortable pace which suits you, I want you to visualize imaginary roots coming out from your feet, the sole of your feet, and penetrating into the Mother Earth. Keep on inhaling and exhaling as you visualize these imaginary roots coming from the sole of your feet, moving towards Mother Earth, penetrating deeper and deeper until it reaches the core of the Mother Earth, the center of the Mother Earth. Keep on inhaling and exhaling. And as you keep on inhaling and exhaling, visualize these roots drawing the energy of love, nourishment, and care from Mother Earth. And all these nutrients of love, care, nourishment travels through these roots from Mother Earth and it reaches to the sole of your feet. Keep on inhaling and exhaling, and you might start feeling certain sensations in the sole of your feet. And take this energy in. Mother Earth, which has witnessed all, everything, our past lives, our ancestry, our childhood, every single moment from the time our soul came on this earth. Mother Earth has witnessed it all. She has seen you in all the phases of your life and perhaps over your lifetimes. So keep on inhaling and exhaling as this nourishment reaches the sole of your feet. And as you inhale and exhale, it reaches the ankles. Keep on inhaling and exhaling. And as it reaches the ankles, let it relax your ankles completely and fully. Keep on inhaling and exhaling as the nourishment, the love, the care, the affection, the strength, the vitality which you need in your life, all the nourishment drawn from Mother Earth moves from your ankles to your knees, covering your shin bone and calf muscles. Let each and every cell of that part of your shin bone, your calf muscles, be covered with the energy of Mother Earth. Keep on inhaling and exhaling as the energy travels further upwards towards your knees. Knees, which holds the pride, the anger. Let it rest for some time in your knees, repairing which was bruised. Keep on inhaling and exhaling as it moves further upwards towards your thighs. Feel the energy in your thighs. And then let it move towards your pelvic floor and genitals. And as you keep on inhaling and exhaling, visualize the tip of your tailbone, the root chakra, and let the energy, the love from Mother Earth heal that root chakra. You can, or you might feel certain sensations at the tip of your tailbone. This root chakra is who you are. All the narratives, all the thoughts, all the beliefs of who you are, all the voices which you had shaped you as a person, all the circumstances which have changed you, affected you, and transformed you. All your fears and insecurities lies here. Keep on inhaling and exhaling as your breath travels further upwards towards your sacral, which is somewhere 2 inches above your root chakra. This is the source of your creativity, your creation, Let Mother Earth heal it. Let the love heal it. And keep on inhaling and exhaling as the energies travel further upwards towards your solar plexus, the seed of confidence, of how you show up in this world. Keep on inhaling and exhaling as it reaches your heart chakra, which is the center of your chest. All the times where you have sabotaged yourself, judged yourself, shamed yourself, criticized yourself, have been harsh on yourself. Let all those experiences and events flash in front of your eyes and let the love of Mother Earth heal it all. Keep on inhaling and exhaling. Spend some time here. And as you keep on inhaling and exhaling, feel the energies of Mother Earth healing your heart chakra, making you more compassionate towards your own self. Inhale and exhale as the love of Mother Earth, the energies from Mother Earth move towards your throat chakra. Your ability to voice your own priorities, your beliefs, without sabotaging yourself. And keep on inhaling and exhaling as the energies move further upwards towards your third eye chakra, which is the center of your eyebrows. And keep on inhaling and exhaling. It's okay to yawn. Yawning is a sign of release, so do not shy away. And once it reaches your third eye chakra, let it move towards your crown, making you fully enveloped in this love and this security provided by Mother Earth. And now, as you are loved for who you are, ask yourself, what would truly make me happy? Ask yourself, who will I be if I just remove this facade of perfection, this facade of positivity and overambitiousness? Question yourself, if I have already cleared GMAT, how would it make me feel about myself? Question yourself, in what ways am I shaming myself? Am I sabotaging myself? Am I dimming my own light? And are these ways really helping me? And who would I be if I do not have to do this for others? Who would I be if I have to do this just for myself? How would I like to do it? How would I see this journey if I have to just do it for myself? And let the answers emerge from you. And once you have your answers, without thinking, start writing it down without stopping. Just write it down. Let it flow. Let the answers flow. And you may not remember all of it, but as you will keep on writing, it will start coming and it will start pouring in. The only condition is do not stop your pen. Just let all the answers flow from you, whatever insights you have been given. The questions were, what would truly make me happy? What am I trying to achieve through this facade of perfection? If clearing GMAT is already done, how would it make me feel? In what ways am I shaming myself? Am I judging myself? Am I self sabotaging? And are these ways really helpful? And who would I be if I had to do it just for myself? How would I like to do it? Just keep on writing without pausing, and the words will come, the answers will come. These answers will stay with you. You don't have to share it with anyone else. So be 100% authentic. Let me know when you are done. There is no rush. Let the answers come. We have plenty of time, so there is no need to rush. Just keep on writing and writing till you feel you have poured it all. Yeah, I'll repeat the questions. First question, what am I trying to achieve through this facade of perfection? The next question, if clearing GMAT is already done, how would it make me feel? Next question, in what ways am I shaming myself? Am I judging myself? Am I self sabotaging? Are these ways really helping me? And how would I like to do if I have to just do it for myself? Do not stop, do not read, just keep on writing. Let it all flow. Let me know when you all have done, and then we'll go to the next step of this exercise. There is no rush. Take your time. After 5 minutes, we'll move to the next set of this exercise. And if you all have done, let me know. We will start right now. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, fine. We are good to go then. So now for the third part of the exercise, I want you to close your eyes again. If possible, please come on camera. It will be helpful. If not, that's also fine. So we are starting with the third part of this exercise. And now close your eyes. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Keep on inhaling and exhaling. And as you inhale and exhale, I want you to identify that version of you, that young part of you who is achieving things, who is chasing everything for other people. Maybe to prove something, maybe to get that validation or acceptance. And as you start connecting with that part of the version of you, which may have a very small part of you or which may be a very bigger part of you, identify that part. If possible, connect that part to the physical sensation of the body. You may find any kind of sensation in any of your body part. You may feel your throat is choked, or it has dried up, or maybe your palms are sweaty, or it's tingling, or maybe it's cold. You may find your heartbeat racing up, or you may find certain numbness in your forehead, anything in your body. If you can, identify that physical sensation in your body part, and connect with that body part. If you cannot find the physical sensation in your body, just connect with the version of you which wants it to do, which wants to clear GMAT or perhaps do anything in life for others. And as you connect with this part of you, just tell this part, I see you. I see you for who you are. And I want to let you know that you matter. You matter too. You are loved for who you are. You don't have to do anything or to prove anything to get that love, validation, or acceptance from others. You are enough. You are more than enough. You have it in you. And feel these sentences, the vibration of these sentences. You may repeat it in your head continuously. I am enough. I am more than enough. Repeat it in your head, and maybe you'll start feeling yawning, or maybe you'll feel like stretching or burping or belching, and everything is okay because that is how the body releases. Some of you may feel water coming out from your eyes, and that is okay too. Keep on repeating it like a mantra. I am enough. I am more than enough. I matter, and my choices matter. And feel the calming effect it has in your body. Just inhale and exhale and connect with this part of you. Give it love, give it acceptance, give it acknowledgement. Tell that part of you that other people's inability to love you has nothing to do with you. You are enough. And just let this word sink in. And once you feel that these words have calmed that part of you, which is doing it all for others, which feels unloved, unacknowledged, unappreciated, which feels that it has to do more, it can do more, which keeps on believing in self improvement, which doesn't allow you to be yourself. Give this part your attention and love. And once you feel comfortable enough, once this part feels seen enough, come back to the here and now. Take your time, there is no rush. Once you are back, drink some water. And we are open for your questions, your sharing, your concerns, or your experience, anything and everything. Any one of you who would like to go ahead, you are free to do so. Yes, Shivam.
I Sneha.
Hey,
I mean, this is not something that I've done before, so this is somewhat new and slightly difficult to comprehend this entire process. So, so yeah, so the thing is, the initial thing that you had mentioned before we started this entire thing, like this two exercise that we just did,
yeah,
about one thing was that, trying to like the process that is there, that what you're doing. So the thing is, I have studied from CJ, and I think even in his sessions, he has talked a lot about the psychology aspect of it. And so the thing is, I think when your preparation extends about a certain considerable amount of time, when it goes beyond 3 or 4 months, at least I can just speak for myself. And
Yeah.
what I've noticed is that there are times when I am in that mindset where, I enjoy that process also. But then there's this other side which makes you uh, where, when you think about the results and then you start concentrating a lot on, that you want to get good scores and things along those lines. And then somehow in between that thing gets lost where, where you are enjoying the process. And uh, I don't know, I'm not sure if that is the case with other people, but with me, I think and the thing is, I have to keep reminding myself occasionally, every now and then, that it is important that that you're learning something, and so that is there. But then that is what I get lost in between, and then I get. Uh, and the thing is, that thing is so deeply ingrained in me that that I have to get good scores, and I am preparing for it. So the point of doing all of this is to get good scores, and I guess because of that, it gets so yeah, so that thing somewhere or the other gets lost. That entire process of me learning, and and not just with GMAT, that thing has been so deeply ingrained from the very beginning that that we are trying to achieve, we are trying to get something, or like to be at our best. Whether we are able to do that or not, that's another thing, but our efforts are always towards that direction of getting good grades and a lot of those things. So yeah, so that is what it's so yeah, that's about it.
So, Shivam, my question to you would be, if you just go back and reflect, okay, when you are enjoying the process, enjoying the learning, what triggers you? You said that some part of me, the other part of me, starts thinking about the results, the duration, and how I'm going to achieve it, right? It focuses on the end result. So, what triggers you, which shifts your
uh,
focus from the process to the result?
um Probably, I guess. So the thing is, there are a lot of people who would ask me, "Oh, when is your exam? Did you book your exams?" And uh, so the thing is, as in, none of them are coming from a bad place, or none of their questions are invalid or anything like that. But then I also think, yes, maybe I should, book my exams. And there are times when I also slack a bit while I'm preparing. So something along those lines. So that kind. So yeah. So I think so that could be one of the triggers of like when people say that when is it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, when people ask you about the progress of your preparation or about the date when you would be giving the examination, what happens inside you?
The thing is, I as of now I have a mental date in my mind that I would like to write my exam by this period or something like that. And then I parallelly think that maybe I might not be ready by then, and I might not be ready by that exact time frame or something. So I think okay, I'll keep a buffer. If not this, then this. So I guess so yeah. So I think then I start to stress out a bit around about that time, that that if I will not be able to do it during this time. So I'll give you an example to make things more clear. So suppose as of now I'm thinking that okay, I'll write my exam by end of August, and then I think but as of now I'll see what all things are there that I'm yet to cover, and how I'm progressing. And then I also think, will I be able to, I second guess a lot also, that will I be able to do it, uh, and from what other people have experienced, what the other people have written. And then I think about the scores also, that will I be able to get this very specific or this particular score or something along those lines. So I guess it is just that. I think that probably, yeah.
And why would you like to believe in those questions? It's my question to you.
uh, I have not thought about that very
Because
well.
there is something. Look, on the surface, we know that these are all genuine questions, right?
Hmm.
We would also ask this question to someone else, that
Hmm.
when are you sitting for the examination, right?
Hmm.
But if it triggers me, that means I have attached certain meaning to that question in my internal landscape. Do
Hmm.
I see those questions as a question on my own ability and skill? Or do I fear what if it will give a chance to people to criticize me?
As in, probably, as in, uh, could be that, or it more than that, I would criticize myself for not being able to do or not being able to get not people's criticism, not so much, but I think it is more to do with me that, oh, that I did have the time and a lot of those things, and
Yeah. So
then
Shivam,
still,
if
so
you
yeah,
can make
yeah.
it easy for yourself, if
Hmm,
you can make it easy for yourself,
hmm,
if you can make it
right.
achievable for yourself, what would you like to do? The first thought.
Uh, as in, I would the process that, as in the process for achieving that,
Yeah,
for
no,
my desired
just,
result.
yeah, for the desired result, what would make it easy for you? What would make it achievable for you? What it would make it enjoyable for you?
Uh, I guess being consistent with what I'm doing,
Yeah.
as in, yeah. So yeah, I think that being more consistent with how things are. So yeah, probably
And
that.
then, yeah. So when you will be consistent, what will allow you to decide that now I have reached the stage when we can appear for the examination?
Uh, as in, how will I know whether I'm ready for
Yes,
my exams?
yes.
Probably when I give mock exams and then basis those exams. So there is so how, at least I can just speak for myself, is that there are untimed practices that I do, and then later on there will be sectional practices, timed practices that I'll be doing, and after that will be the time when I would probably do mock tests, and not a lot, but at least few of them I would like to give. And once I do that, I guess after that I'll know that if I'm ready for that very specific thing, whether I'm ready for the exam or not.
So now, does August feels comfortable when you have this process in your head very clear?
Well, mm, then could be, maybe I might be in a better position to answer that probably 1 month down the line on whether August is looking very comfortable or not, on how how it goes for the next 1 month.
Yeah.
So,
So if it is not about others, you know that when you will be ready.
right,
And
right.
if you do not see those questions as something which allows you to question yourself, you are on your journey.
When I don't question myself,
Yes, when you don't allow the questions of other people,
mm,
question your own abilities.
mm, got it. Mm,
So probably August may not be a good idea for you, and that is okay too,
right, right, fair.
right? So how will you make it easy for yourself? That is the only question. Because when it is easy, it is joyful. Then the
Right,
process is enjoyable. So
right.
if you do not have to do it for others, if you do not have to give answer to others, if you're just answerable to your own self and you want to enjoy the process, what would be your date?
Mm, probably 3 months from now.
And now keep this date in hand. Drop August, just keep this date in hand that 3 months from now, I guess I will be very much prepared. And practice your journey, practice the questions and whatever you have planned with that consistency. And maybe
Wonderful.
then it will not be very triggering for you. Because this is not about when I'm going to give the examination. The question
Right.
is when I'm ready.
Right.
And
Right.
this readiness could not be defined by anyone else. It has to be yours.
Yeah. Mhm. Thank you.
Okay? Does this
Yeah.
help?
Yes, yes. I think so. I will take some time to internalize it. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Yes, Kamaldeep.
Uh, Hi, Sneha.
Hi.
Thank you, Sneha and CJ, for this session, first of all. Uh,
Yes.
so, this exercise in all, it was a bit mechanical for me because I don't know whether I was being distracted by the fan or, and I was not also not able to, understand some terminologies you use for different body organs, like when
Okay.
you go, yeah.
Okay.
So yes, I was not able to relate completely. So, but I did have a realization about some parts, like what will I eventually achieve by doing GMAT, and I understand that maybe like partially this is because of some external factors, like I do want to prove some point, like
Yeah.
there are alumni from my college who are studying in M7s in other top colleges, and I and yet I am not. I have like around 3 years of experience, and I'm still pondering over this, like whether to give GMAT now or will I be able to do it. But there is this another part in me, like which have dreams uh, about doing something in life, and these dreams are directly related with GMAT because this gives kind of an edge to us because this is kind of a global platform, and this global platform is directly related to my dreams. So all in all, like yes, there are some like external factors, but it's not completely that is uh, making me feel overwhelmed in the
Yeah.
process. There are some other reasons like which are hindering my process, my GMAT preparation overall. Like I'll give you an example. Like when I'm in classes, like in GMAT intensive, I'm very much focused and develop a clear understanding of different questions, like the passages and all. But whenever I'm doing self preparation, I get distracted a lot of thoughts and like questions. Let's say if it is if a question generally takes around 5 minutes, I end up giving half an hour to 1 hour when I'm doing self preparation and still miss the important details eventually. And eventually, there is no takeaway from that question, like what I eventually learned from that question. So I don't know like how to go overcome these distractions. So yeah.
Okay. So I have a question here that when you said that when you're in class, you're highly focused.
Yes.
And when you are doing it on your own, then all kind of distractions come up.
Yes.
So now my question to you is these parts, both of these parts belong to you, right? You are highly focused in one area, doing that same thing in one setting and not in another setting. So if you just go back and reflect and probably maybe close your eyes for a moment and just reflect and see when you are doing the questions on your own, what distracts you the most?
Yeah. Uh, I mean, there can be a lot of reasons for it, but some of the reasons I can come up with right now are like so there is a platform GMAT Club where we attempt where there are open source questions and
Yeah.
we attempt those. So there is a level of difficulty mentioned in every question there. So let's suppose there is a question with level of difficulty 75%. तो मैं कंफ्यूज हो जाता हूँ कि अरे भाई मैं ये कर भी पाऊंगा, will I be able to do this question even. And then there is a timer. Timer, to though we can hide it. Matlab,
Yeah.
there is an option like we can scroll up, but yeah, like there are things like this, and then there are like random distractions that come very often. I'm not able to categorize them, but yes, there are distractions. I mean, if somebody who is able to do the question in 5 minutes when it is timed, and the same guy is taking like around 1 hour to do the same type of question, then yeah, so this is quite difficult for me.
So I would like to know a bit of history in your specific case, because I can see where is it coming from, but I would like to have certain history which you may not be comfortable in sharing in the group platform here in this group. And that's perfectly understandable, because then I will be able to give you a clear cut approach. But as of now, something which you can do, and I don't know whether it will work for you or not, because I do not have the history, but what you can do is practicing grounding before you start doing the work, whenever you are doing it on your own. So grounding basically can be done through different ways. Like you mentioned that you were not able to follow the grounding exercise which we did today because you were not able to identify the body parts. What you can
Yeah,
do
and
is,
sorry
yes,
to interrupt, but I
yeah,
was also getting distracted a lot by
yeah,
the fan, by the force of the ear of the fan, because I need a very quiet environment to follow these kind of
yeah,
steps. Yes.
yeah. So understand, Kamal, when you will be appearing for the examination, you don't know what kind of setting it will be, right?
Yeah.
And more so, GMAT is not the end goal. The end goal is something else. It is just a way to get into that. It's just an entrance test, right? Basically.
Mm. Yes.
So, what you can do to make, I mean, you can just try, because I do not have the history. I may not give you the clear cut solution here. But what comes to me right now is grounding will help you a lot. Okay? Because these distractions are basically your nervous system or your brain's way of keeping you safe. Like you mentioned that one of the trigger was when you see that difficulty level, कि 75%, मुझसे होगा या नहीं होगा.
Yeah.
The moment I feel that I may not be able to do it, something in me feels threatened.
Yeah.
Right? And the moment it feels threatened, our brain's job is to keep us safe. Okay? So my brain will allow me to think about anything and everything else which will not ask me, or which will not give me a way to face this difficulty, because for me this difficulty is threatening. Am I making sense here?
Yes. Like, I'm able to understand what you're trying to say.
So our brain's job is basically to keep us safe. Okay? And how it will keep us safe? By keeping us away from the thing which is threatening us. So if this question's difficulty level is threatening me, I may would like to keep myself safe by not just attempting the question.
Hmm.
Okay? And what will keep me safe is when my brain feels safe, or in simple words, the hormones which ensures my safety is released. And one of the ways is grounding. And you can do it anytime. Okay? One of the techniques is known as box breathing. So you can visualize a box, okay? A square box. Okay? And as you draw the length of it, inhale. As you draw the width of it, exhale. Then
Hmm.
inhale, then exhale. Just do it the moment you see that difficulty level and you start feeling threatened. just try this box breathing for some time. Initially, it might feel that this is also consuming time, but eventually it will help you speeden up your process. Okay, so you can try this, and once you feel that your breath is regulated enough, then focus on the question. Because the way you are saying, it's not that you don't understand the question, it's not that you do not have those skills with you.
Yeah, sometimes, like
Yeah,
sometimes I don't understand the question, but sometimes, yes, I will understand the question if I have a clear focus on it.
yeah.
So yes, it happens.
So this breathing technique will help you a lot. Maybe whenever it triggers you, you can do that, or you can practice it multiple times a day. Say for 1 minute or 2 minutes before you start practicing the question. Just works breathe and regulate your breath. The moment your breath is regulated, the neurons will give a message to your brain that it's all okay, it's all safe.
Mm.
So try it out, but I would still need more history because I can see certain patterns, but it will be inappropriate if I choose to comment on it without knowing the background of it.
Yeah, I don't mind sharing some of my like like habits. Like I consume social media a lot, like
Yeah,
LinkedIn, Twitter. So बार I get distracted and like ये होता है मेरे साथ कि हाँ
yeah,
I don't know what is it like वो adrenaline होता है ना कि हाँ I feel very satisfied after going through this social media. So even
yeah,
whenever I'm trying to practice like some question, I tend to go catch my phone and scroll over the like Twitter content, LinkedIn content, or whatever it is. Like there are tons of things like this, which are like there are multiple things.
yeah. So basically, I'm distracting myself. And
Yes.
why would I choose to distract myself? If this is of importance, if this solving the question is important, why I'm choosing to distract myself? Because something in me is making me feel uncomfortable, and I am trying to calm myself by distracting. May it be consuming social media or having a cup of tea or coffee or eating something. I mean,
Yeah.
all these are ways to not allow me to feel that threatening feeling. And that threatening feeling is basically your fear.
But on the
And
same time, yeah,
yeah,
sorry to interrupt again, but
yeah,
on the
yeah,
same
please go ahead.
time, uh, I want to get done with the GMAT as early as I can
Yeah,
because there are other things in my life, other responsibilities I have to take care of. So, I mean, एक तरफ मेरे को पता है कि हाँ मेरे को जल्दी करना है, पर दूसरी तरफ मेरे से हो भी नहीं रहा है वो। तो
this is what we call as split. Split को, if I will call it simply in Hindi, कि मुझे दिमाग से तो पता है कि मुझे क्या करना है. I know it very rationally that this is what I have to do, but my body simply refuses to cooperate. जो हम हिंदी में कहते हैं मन नहीं कर रहा है, मन नहीं लग रहा है.
yeah,
Right? So this split does not happen coincidentally. Okay, there are layers behind it. So that's why I said I need some history, because I would like to know something from your childhood, that were you able to focus on certain one thing
yeah,
at a time, or
yeah.
was it that you were a multitasker?
So I won't mind sharing again some of the background. Like, uh, hello, I think the video is stuck. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so again, like during my college days, like fresh college days, or during the 12th standard, I was very diligent. I was very diligent even in class. Like I was doing good enough in exams, like getting good scores. Even in the competitive exams, I was getting like okay scores. So I was pretty much focused at that time. There were no distractions. उस टाइम पे मेरा कंजम्पशन भी ये बाकी चीजों का उतना ज्यादा नहीं था. But with time, when I passed out of the college, I graduated, and I jumped into the professional life. Yes, there was a plenty of time because initially I had this thought of giving the GMAT during the college days, but there was something happened with me during the COVID time, so I had to eventually go for the job rather than going for the GMAT. तो फिर वर्क लाइफ में ऐसा हो गया कि there was a plenty of time to in which it was like a khali dimag tha us time pe. There was nothing to do. So I became addicted to these things. So I was going farther and farther from the diligent phase. Or I think I'm like so much occupied by these things. I'm not able to recover and bring back that phase again. I really want to be I'm not influenced by other people like he is doing like in that way I should be doing. I am influenced by myself, like what I was doing so good when I was in 12th standard or 11th standard or 10th standard, but now I'm not able to do at the same level.
Okay. So again, this is a public platform, and therefore I was just skeptical to ask or not, or to go ahead with this discussion or not. So when you said that during COVID, something happened and you have to reassess your priorities. Okay, you wanted to go ahead for GMAT, but then you have to go for the job. So I guess that part of you, based on the information what you have shared till now, that part of you which wasn't allowed to do what you want to do, and maybe the circumstances forced you to choose a different path. Is it making sense to you that that feeling of void or that numbness which came because of the forced choice you took, you started feeling that numbness through social media consumption? Does that resonate with you?
Yes, it kind of alleviated that.
Yes. So I guess, Kamal, in your case, we would need to go to that incident, okay? And that will help you find this part of you which is numb, and that numbness you are feeling through it. So understand addiction of any kind, be it alcohol, be it substance abuse, be it sexual fantasies, or be it food, be it drugs, be it cocaine, be it anything. Addiction of any kind is basically what? You are putting in something in your body which is extra, which is not required by your body, right?
Yeah, true.
Okay. And why would I like to put something extra which is not required? Because somewhere I feel that this extra thing will fill up that part of me which is numb.
Hmm.
Okay. And since you have identified that life event which changed the course of your life, I guess going deeper into that, and maybe the unconscious beliefs which you had formed at that point of time, releasing them will help you a lot to change this part of this habit of your procrastination or your distractions.
Okay.
Okay. Because until and unless we work on the root, merely treating the symptom will not help in the longer run.
Yes, I understand.
My answer would be different if you would have said that I was always distracted, I always find it difficult, then my answer would be very different. But in your case specifically, an event changed it. Before that event, you were very diligent and you were scoring good marks.
I mean, it is
So
not only related to school, in every
yeah,
phase or in every aspect of life.
yes,
Even when it came to friendship, I was being friends with only people who were really good, who were like social, or there were some people like who were indulging in bad habits at that time. So I was very conscious about this, thinking, हाँ इन बंदों के साथ मेरे को friendship नहीं करनी. I was, but now I don't know what.
So Kamal, in your case, I guess we need to go a little deeper. I should not and I should refrain from commenting without knowing the history, because there is something here which has basically distanced you from your own self. And while this is not a completely damaged case, as in because you are able to perform when you are in the classroom, so that means when there is a safety involved, when there is someone holding you, holding that space for you, you are able to concentrate. While when you are on your own, you feel scattered.
Yes.
Right? So I guess we need to go a little deeper here, because without going deeper, I think it will be inappropriate and will not be correct to comment here anything. But as of now, if you would just want a solution, that I don't know if it will be a solution, but yes, you can try the technique of grounding yourself and making yourself feel safe.
Hmm.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Kamal. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else who would like to share, or do you have any questions? Anyone who would like to go ahead?
Hi, Sneha. This is Chandrasekhar.
Hi. Hi, Chandrasekhar.
Thank you for sharing your inspiring story of a life.
Thank
I just have a question, like how you keep yourself focused towards something, because that's what I am working on myself. I started meditating like few months back,
you. Mhm.
and it's helping me out to be focused on my studies as well
Yeah.
and understand the concept in deep. But I just saw you as well. You were very calm and uh, explaining properly the things on point. So just have a question like how you keep yourself focused
Okay.
and calm.
So the answer is inner work. If you would have seen me just 4 or 5 years before, I was literally a gone case. I was on the verge of depression. I had tried committing suicide even after giving birth to 2 children. So
Oh,
it is that I have worked on, I mean, everything I feel. I have worked on my deepest fears. I have worked on my innermost wounds. And yes, life is not fair. And it applies to everyone, each one of us. The felt sensation is always very different than the real life experience. So, and in and as life progresses, we start, I would say, accumulating certain beliefs, certain thoughts about ourselves, which
right.
becomes judgments, which becomes those inner voices. Like I said, that I'm not good enough. Maybe I don't look good enough. Maybe if I'll do something, I'll be this way, or I'll be. So all these
Correct.
voices are basically thoughts of, either it is either the thoughts of other people, or it is what I have felt or what someone made me feel. So until and unless I process this heavy stuff, if I don't look at my shadow parts, if I don't look at the pain behind my anger, because like I mentioned, I tried committing suicide twice, or I was into verge of depression. I was like super angry, super duper angry. If you will ask my children, they will define ki mama kitna gussa karti thi. I would spank them and I would hit them badly. So I was just seeing that anger. But when I chose to see beneath that anger is a fear. Beneath the
Correct.
fear is a suppressed pain. or a hurt, a sadness. So when we are able to sit with our sadness, when we are able to sit our worst fears, our deepest pain, then nothing can overpower us. Because, it's like sitting with that grief, and that grief has certain stages. Initially, it is like denial. How can it happen to me?
Correct.
Why? Then it is questioning. Why me? Why God chose me? Why it happened with me? Then sometimes it is resentment that the other person has done so much. I mean, they have done every bad thing, but still they are prospering. Why I have to pay for it? Then sometimes grief comes in the stage. I mean, if you would put it sequentially, however, it is not sequential for everyone. Then there is a stage when there is, bargaining, I would say, that, we fall into all those traps. So we start believing in astrologers, tarot card readers, anything and everyone who would help us solve our problem.
Correct.
And after that comes that deep depression, that deep void, when you feel that nothing could work out, like it's all over, it's the end. And sooner or later, we have to reach this stage, every one of us.
Okay.
And once we reach there, that it's all over, and we grieve, and we not only grieve for what happened to us, but we also grieve for so many other things, that what could have been done. We grieve for all the things, all the choices we could have made and we didn't make, how life was
Correct.
unfair for us, and what could, so all things, when we process all that pain, all that emotional debris, then there is an emptiness, there is a stage of emptiness.
Okay.
And once you have reached that emptiness, you actually start questioning everything which you have thought about yourself. And then you realize that nothing of it's my own. And then the journey starts, who am I? And with each step you go ahead, with each step you find a little part of you which is very authentic to you, which resonates with you fully. And that is
Correct.
how you become this calmer version of you. So essentially is a good practice, a very good practice. But we actually confuse meditation with concentration.
Correct.
What beginners usually do, or what some person who is into 2 3 years of meditating, this the so-called meditation, they are actually practicing concentration. You're concentrating on something. You're
Correct.
allowing your thought. After concentration comes awareness.
Okay.
When you are aware, when you start becoming aware of your thoughts, even when you're breathing, you know what thought is coming and where is it coming from. You're able to trace back that thought,
Correct.
and then you're able to let it go. From concentration to awareness, from awareness to mindfulness, where I won't need any kind of distractions. Like I can completely sit still without anything.
Okay.
I can sit with myself. I do not need to worry about how I'm going to plan my day, nothing. That mindfulness, once that mindfulness is achieved, we start practicing meditation. Meditation is being you,
Correct.
right? There's no need to pretend or to put a facade or to be. It's just you and you. So meditation comes before this. Mindfulness and meditation, there is one part which is stillness.
Okay.
When you are completely still, unaffected by anything and everything. And from that stillness comes a realization that everything is one and we are everything. And from there, the true meditation begins. Meditation is being with you 24/7. वो जब अचीव हो जाता है, the moment that part of you, or if not achieved, I would say, if you are able to touch into it multiple times, then everything falls into place. Then you are vibrating at a very different level. Then manifestations becomes quicker, like you imagine it and it happens within a couple of days or so. And sometimes your chakras get aligned to a level that you are able to see what is going to happen, and it doesn't disturb you.
Correct.
So yes, even if you have started with meditation in the form of concentration, it's a good place to be. Okay, but this calmness which you want, this peace, this stillness can be achieved only when we are able to see the shadow parts of us, the negativity inside us, the
Okay.
demons which we have inhabited inside us. Once we are able to see that, and once we are able to sit with those negative, these offended parts of you, the parts of you which were neglected, shamed, and judged by your own self or by the people around you, once you are able to connect with these parts of you, we call them inner children because these are
Okay.
the younger versions of you. So
Yeah.
we call them inner children. So when you are able to make peace with those parts of you, then you are at a very different state. I mean, that is where you absolutely enjoy the moment, your present moment. Then you're not worried about what will happen. Then you're completely still in the moment. You're able to focus, and everything comes naturally to you. You don't have to put extra effort to do that,
Okay.
if that answers your question.
Mm, absolutely. Thanks a lot for this. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that is something was I needed because that's what happening to me even. Uh, I do meditation basically,
Yeah.
and after like few days it goes perfect, calm, still, and sudden like 1 or 2 days it goes like mind wandering.
Yeah.
Like ये भी कर लेते, ये भी कर लेते, ये भी कर लेते. It happens.
Yeah.
So right now I'm working on that. How I should be still at a particular state rather
I
than
would,
going on multiple things at the same time.
if I would be you, I would just flip the question. Okay.
Okay.
Instead of questioning how I could be still, I would see where my attention is wandering. And ये भी कर लेते हैं, वो भी कर लेते हैं. Why do I want? I would question that part. Why would I want
Okay.
to do this and that and that and that? What essentially I will gain from it?
Okay.
And maybe a reflection will come to you that maybe I'm trying to gain some kind of, in my case, let's say, for hypothetically, it could be some kind of appreciation or, and in my language, because my core wound is abandonment wound, given the kind of history I have and the life experiences I have, I know for me specifically, appreciation is equal to love. So I would understand that this is actually triggering me, or a part of me is feeling unseen. And that is why I want to do something to make it feel seen. So once I identify that shadow part of me, it is very easy to come back to your own center.
Okay.
Okay, so just
Thanks a
flip the
lot.
question and see what will you achieve if you will do this and that and that. How will it make you feel?
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
Okay,
you.
great. Thank you for the question. Anyone else who would like to go ahead?
Yeah, hi Sneha.
Hi, Diksha.
Yeah, so I would just like to say that I'm amazed by how how well you are answering like you are addressing the concerns of people, and you like pinpointed the exact issues, like even somebody mentioned
Thank you.
distraction, right? So I always do that whenever I find something difficult, either GMAT or anything I do, even if I'm reading a book which has difficult words,
I will tend to distract myself and
Yeah.
go to YouTube or do something. I always do this. And as soon as you said that thing, right, I could relate, oh, that is the reason I'm doing this. Because I don't want to be threatened that I can't do this work.
Yeah.
So that is amazing. And on the meditation part, I could 100%, I mean, I can say that whatever you said is true because I have experienced it myself. As someone said that, I didn't understand what we were doing in those exercises that you did. That is what even when I started meditation, same thing. I couldn't know what should I do. I used to think, what should I do? But then eventually, after years, right, whatever you said, it happens naturally. Like
Yes.
I didn't force anything. That and now even the noises outside don't distract me. Like I try to, like there's a sound meditation, right? So I enjoy doing that. So I understand it's not about like being in a place where there's no noise. It's being calm in a place where there's a lot of noise. So
Yeah, because it's not the external noise which disturbs us. It's
yeah,
that inner chatter which disturbs us,
yeah,
which allows us to lose that focus.
yeah. So
So if the chatter is inside us, the silence is also inside us.
yeah. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I mean, I'm really impressed by how you have
Thank
taken
you.
it.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you for sharing. Anyone else who would like to go ahead? Thank you, Akansha. She has dropped a message here. Anyone who would like to go ahead?
Hi Sneha, this is Harshpreet. Uh,
Hi, Harshvi.
my question is related to the previous question that was asked. Right? Like we keep getting distracted and we see something we find interesting and we want to do it, and we keep shifting our focus from one to other subject, right?
Yeah.
And then you said that like we should focus on like what we want to achieve. So my
Okay.
question would be like, what is it that we want to achieve? Means I am actually confused in that. I am currently the job that I'm doing. I want to get out of it. I want to like I keep getting this feeling that okay, there is a lot to learn and lot to do, and that so many things there out which I am missing out and I'm not able to pursue. I want to pursue those, but I'm not able to make the decision whether I should do that. But now, when I think about that, like, so what is it that I want, I should get out of it to decide that, okay, this is one thing. Suppose I'm interested in 10 things. How do I make a decision that which one is something that I'm interested in? Because
Okay.
something can be related to say getting monetary satisfaction, some sense of security or achievement, and then we go into spirituality, and then we find out okay, this is all just more maya, mithya, and all that, right? Like you should not be uh, getting attracted to these kinds of things. So it gets all very confusing. Okay, that what is it then? What we want to achieve?
So, first of all, Harshvi, no one can answer what I want. Only I can answer that. Okay. And yes, people have different opinions and different views about what should be done in life and what should not be done in life. But I guess what resonates with us and what feels correct to us, it is very individualistic. Okay. And we may not jump on the answer, what we want directly, but we could find it through method which you use in your GMAT is one of those methods when when you try to crack an answer is elimination method. So instead of finding out who am I, because that is a difficult journey because it works in layers. Okay. I'm an infinite being, I'm an infinite soul, and I have multiple dimensions or dynamics of my personality, and At some point of time, I would like to be someone, and then I would like to be something else. So who am I is very difficult to go if you would like to go it directly, okay? But if you would like to find the answer, what works for me and what has worked for many of my clients is who I am not. So eliminate all those things in your life which simply doesn't resonate with you. Like you said that I don't want to do this job, or maybe I don't want to do this or that. So once you eliminate who I am not, then becomes the possibility, or then it opens up the possibility of finding out who am I. This who am I is basically a question of a soul. Okay? And understand we have come into this life identifying myself as Sneha or you as Harshvi, but our soul has taken multiple lives. And in each lifetime, there was a lesson which we might have ingrained, integrated, or which might not have. And based on that, based on the tendencies which we acquired in a particular lifetime or in multiple lifetimes, we come into this lifetime. And we have certain specific tendencies and certain specific soul lessons, which is not even comparable to any other person. So, who am I can only be decided by me and not anyone else. And as far as this thought is concerned, कि सब मोह माया है, मिथ्या है, I don't agree with it. If God has given me this human form, it has given me so that I can experience the humanness of it, which includes experiencing the abundance in all the forms, be it money, be it health, be it relationship, be it experiences, be it luxury, be it relationships, be it love, anything. And how I approach this abundance, how I move towards it, that is the entire journey all about. So no one can answer, Harshveer, who am I for you? I can answer it for myself if I'm able to drop the baggage which I have been told that this is you who are supposed to be. Does that answer your question, Harshveer?
Yeah, but there's one slight follow-up. So when I say that, okay, when I go into this method, start eliminating, okay, I'm not resonating with something, I want to not pursue it. Maybe some skill is there or something that I'm not good at, and I don't feel like growing into that because it doesn't resonate with me. Is it because of my discomfort with it, because I don't know something or I'm not that person, or is it just because uh, I am not good at it and that's why I'm shying away, or is it just that I don't want to do it, that's why I'm shying away?
That depends. That entirely depends on what you are trying to avoid. Sometimes we avoid certain things because it triggers us, it brings those uncomfortable emotions inside us, which you're not willing to see. Sometimes we avoid certain things or certain decisions or certain people because that doesn't resonate with us at the soul level. Sometimes we avoid because of the fear of unknown. So a single answer cannot fit all of it.
So ideally, we should have some way to distinguish, like find out what is the root cause
Yeah,
and then take.
yeah. I guess we have exceeded the time limit. And thank you for all the messages. CJ, someone has messaged that they would need the recording of the session. So would you be emailing them the link?
We can decide that, sort of we can post it publicly
Okay.
and just share the link, or we can just share it
Yeah.
with the individuals. So we
Yeah.
can talk.
So, and yes, there were a couple of more messages. I'll just go through it once. Thank you, Sharang. Thank you, Kansha. Thank you, Shreya. Thank you, Chandrasekhar. Thank you, Kamal. So certain students have asked for the recording. So I guess,
You can post it publicly.
yeah, that will help them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And I guess, CJ, we can do one session on developing focus. I guess that will be a lot of help to everyone, as that's not a common question.
Yeah, yeah. So you can decide the sort of the schedule, sort of you want to do it whenever you want to do it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. I've exceeded the time limit, but thank you for your patience. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Sneha, for taking
Thank
out.
you, Sneha. Thank you,
Enough.
CJ.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Hope to see you in the next session, all of you.
The next session is scheduled for 14th of July.
Yeah.
Basically, there's after that, so the next Sunday, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So, see you all then. Take care. Enjoy your remaining Sunday. Take care.
Bye, everyone. Take care. Thank you.